Okay, so today's topic is about the Upagrahas, the secondary grahas that are they are not actually the planets in the sense that we normally know, like in the Western sense. They are not the planets in the sky having physical body, but they are the mathematical points in the sky. They are the mathematical points that are generated by the interaction of sun with the zodiac. Okay, so as you can see that the meaning of word graha is something that grabs onto you. Okay, and when it grabs, it molds your thinking. It makes you do certain things that you would not normally not do. So in that sense, it has the power of a graha, and since it is upagraha, so it is obviously secondary to it. Okay, now the upagraha is actually the mathematical point that got generated by the interaction of sun. Sun is akin to Brahma, the Prajapati, because sun is the one that creates life. Okay, so it is so sun is actually the root of Brahma in the universe, and the interaction of sun with the Bha chakra, with the zodiac, it creates all these upagraha, all these mathematical points in the sky. Okay, now the now you can consider it to be like this, because sun is the Vishwatma, it is the unadulterated soul, and when the soul interacts with the zodiac, okay, then it creates some dark spots of uh, karmic shadows. Okay, that is the Pap Purush. So these are, because sun is itself Vimal, it is unadulterated, it is without any dark spots. But when sun is made to take birth, the Atma is made to take birth on this on the earth, then it has to come down with the karmic debt, and that karmic debt is actually what guides one, or what grabs one to do or not do certain tasks, or to think in certain fashion. That sinful side of oneself is the Pap Purush. Like everyone has a sinful side, a shadow of its own, that nobody wants to get identified with. That Pap Purush is actually the blot on that Atma, and that is created by the interaction of sun with the Bha chakra. Now these upagrahas are the Dhuma, Vyatipata, Parivesh, Indrachap, and Upaketu. Okay. Now how it is created? First of all, sun creates Dhuma, and Dhuma is actually the point where it gives its maximum energy to that point, so much that it burns and results into smoke, because Dhum is the smoke coming out. So if sun magnifies all its energy at one point, then that point, if it concentrates all the rays at one point, then that point gets burned and Dhuma is generated. Okay, this is actually the we'll go further in the calculation part. And once Dhuma is created, the zodiac immediately creates a reflection of it, the mirror reflection. That is the Vyatipata. Okay, and as soon as Vyatipata is created, sun creates Parivesh, and then zodiac creates Indrachap, and further sun creates Upaketu. So that way, basically, you see the interaction between sun and zodiac, creating the reflection and counter reflection of the Dhuma. All these upagrahas are created. Okay. Now see how Dhuma is created. The calculation of Dhuma is very simple. From the position of sun, one has to add 4 signs and 1 asterism. 4 signs is obviously 120 degrees, and 1 asterism is 13 degrees and 22 minutes. So once that this 133 minutes and 133 degrees and 22 minutes is added to the longitude of sun, we obtain the point called Dhuma. Now what is the significance of this upagraha? One if you want to understand this, then you have to take into account the the Sankranti of Sun. When Sun happens to be, let's say, in Aries at 0 degree. Okay, at the point of 0 degree, if you want to calculate the position of Dhuma, it will come out to be in the first asterism of Leo. Okay, so that comes to the 5th house from Sun. Okay, now as you know, in the at the time of sunrise, Lagna and Sun is exactly at the same point. Okay, and after sunrise, Lagna moves to the 2nd house, then it moves to the 3rd house, then 4th house, the 5th house. Now when the Lagna is in the 5th house from Sun, at that point, it is the hottest part of the day. Okay, and that hottest part of the day is actually the point where Sun is giving its maximum maleficence, maximum heat, maximum burning fire. Okay, so much so that it just burns that point. So that's why actually the in the Ayurveda, Rishi Charak says that Sun, the midday sun poisons the blood. Okay, it burns the blood to such an extent that it becomes such a malefic to that extent. So now you see, if Dhuma is to be located in this Lagna, the Sun will be in the 9th house, and that 9th house Sun is actually the midday sun. So the whole energy, the whole maleficence is getting on the Lagna. Okay, that is the point of Dhuma. And this Dhuma is actually, now see, Sun is the karaka of 10th house. It is the karaka, karma bhav karak. Okay, now that 10th house is the work of your karma, is the work of your soul. Whatever is your soul is born to do, that is the 10th house from Sun. Okay, and Dhuma is in the 5th house from Sun. Now you see, the 5th house is in the 8th house of the karma bhav. So that 8th house is actually destroying it, actually just terminating all the karma that you are doing. And that's why the 5th house is also called the mantra bhava. Okay, so mantra bhava, whatever karma you do, okay, whatever work you are doing in the society, you are continuously creating karma. And when you do mantra sadhana, it is destroying your karma, because that is the 5th house from the 10th house. So if you want to terminate your work, okay, then strengthen the 5th house. If suppose you are looking for new job, then for doing new job, you have to terminate your old job. So you have to destroy the 10th house. How you destroy? By the 8th house from 10th, which is the 5th house. So if you strengthen your 5th house, then the 10th house is destroyed. Then your karma is destroyed. So that's why Parashar says that Dhuma is sarva karma vinashakaha. It destroys all the karma. Okay, because it is in the 5th house from Sun. When 5th house from Sun is destroying all the works of Sun. Okay. In another context, you see that Dhuma is also called son of Mars. Mars has two sons, Mrityu and Dhuma. Mrityu is associated with the physical suffering that one has to endure, and Dhuma is actually the violence, the heat, the burning that one gives to the other party, to the other person. Okay, so that way it has, you can say it is related to Mars, because the kind of activity that is involved with Dhuma is related to Mars. Okay, so that's why it is considered as the son of Mars. Okay. Now, as soon as Dhuma is created, the zodiac creates the reflection. Zodiac represents the Vishnu. Okay, the maintainer. So as soon as Dhuma is created by Sun, the exact reflection of that Dhuma is obtained by subtracting the longitude of Dhuma from 360. Okay, so let's say Dhuma is at 0 degree Aries, then Vyatipata will also be at the 0 degree, because 360 minus 0 is again 0. So they both will be coinciding at one point. But as the longitude of Dhuma increases, then Vyatipata decreases. Okay, so exactly, let's say Dhuma is in Aries 15 degrees, then Vyatipata is going to be 360 minus 15 degrees. So exactly the mirror image. Okay, so that way basically you see and at the point when it is exactly at the 7th house, then Vyatipata and Dhuma again they meet. So that way the zodiac creates the reflection of Dhuma in the zodiac, creating the Vyatipata. And Vyatipata is the one that denotes chaos in your life. Okay, it is actually the fire of sun that is taken into the Bha chakra, the fire of sun that is taken into the zodiac, and it creates the chaos in your life. Now we come to the second one, the Parivesh. Now once the Vyatipat has been created, sun immediately creates Parivesh just by adding 180 degrees. So just add the 180 degree to Vyatipat and it will come to Parivesh. Parivesh means the environment, the circumstances that one has to go through. So if Parivesh is there in a particular house, then it destroys the environment, it destroys circumstances that are there in that house. Then once the Parivesh has been created, immediately the zodiac creates the reflection. That reflection is called the Indrachap. Indrachap is again created by subtracting the longitude of Parivesh from 360 degree. Okay, so in the same way, like the relationship between Dhuma and Vyatipat, the same relationship exists between Parivesh and Indrachap. Okay, they are just the mirror image. And you see, Indrachap is what? Indrachap is actually the Indradhanush, the bow of Indra. Okay, now it is an auspicious sign actually. It's a very good sign to see the bow in the sky when you are going to do something. But when you are going to do the fighting, then you and your enemy, they both are seeing the bow. Okay, they will fight using that bow. And if that bow is, now you have to see the location of Indrachap in your chart. If that Indrachap is there with your Lagna or Arudha Lagna, then it denotes that you will be destroyed because Indrachap is malefic. Okay, so if it is with the Arudha Lagna or the Lagna, then it denotes that you are going to be destroyed. You will be bowed down. But if it is with the 6th house, 6th lord or A6, the Arudha of the 6th house, then it denotes that your enemy is going to be destroyed using your bow. Okay, so that way basically this Indrachap need to be judged. Then after Indrachap, again sun creates the Upaketu. Okay, Upaketu is the flag. Actually Ketu is flag, Upaketu is secondary flag, and this flag is actually associated with, it's again a malefic point. It is obtained by adding 16 degrees and 40 minutes to Indrachap. Okay, and once that Upaketu is obtained, you will see that the next house of Upaketu is sun. Okay, so that way basically we calculate the position of all these 5 Upagrahas. These 5 Upagrahas, they are like Panchatatvas. They are vitiating the Panchatattva, the 5 basic elements of your life. Okay, and just in the next slide we'll see how this is going to manifest. Okay, now Upaketu is generally related with the death of some important person in your life. Okay, so that way basically when timing you can use this information. Now how all these 5 Upagrahas, they are related to the karma that you are doing. Okay, the karma that you are facing. Now, first of all, let us understand what is karma and what are the types of karma. Now karma is like your backup system. Like whatever you are doing in the society, that goes into the backup system. Okay, so your body is destroyed, your mind is destroyed, but whatever karma you did, it remains in that backup system. So when you are taking birth, then that backup system again comes back and reloaded into your system, and that way you again start to feel the results of the karma that you have done in all your past lives. Okay, now if you are lucky enough, you just burn all the karmas, destroy all the karmas and move to the moksha. Okay, but generally that is not the case with most of the people. Indeed what happens that while that karma is rectified, the person creates even more karmas. Okay, so the backup system keeps on increasing for such people. Okay, and they again get trapped into this cycle of birth and rebirth. Now the type of karma that is manifesting in your life, how you determine that. Now suppose that there are some karmas which are called Adridh karma. Adridh. Adridh means something that is changeable. Okay, that is not Dridh. Now, changeable karmas are like your circumstances that can be changed by your own effort or by the help of somebody. Okay, those are the Adridh karmas. There are some karmas, they are called Dridh-Adridha karmas. Like, they are changeable, but they are not so easily changeable that you have to work very hard for that. Okay, and then there are some karmas which are Dridh karmas. Like, they cannot be changed by normal faculties, by normal your efforts. Okay, only by the grace of God or grace of Guru, then such karmas can be changed. Okay, for example, let's say uh, you are not able to you are not able to propagate your dynasty or lineage. Okay, now that problem could be related to you may not be interested in marriage itself, or once you are married then you are not interested in having children, or the third one, like you are interested in having children also but you are not even capable. Okay, now that capability, it can be cured, or it may not be. It may be something that everyone puts or says the hands up, and they will not be able to do any help. Okay, like all the medicines and everything, that will just go fail on that. So that way, basically, you can decide which is the Adridh karma, which is Dridh-Adridha karma, and which is the Dridh karmas. Okay, like if somebody is born with the eyes blind, and then all the medical doctors, they will say that you are born blind and nothing can be done actually. Okay, so no matter what mantras you say, no matter what remedies you perform, it is going to be like that for the whole life. But if there is something that can be changed by hard work, okay, like suppose somebody is born in poverty, and with his own stint, with his own hard work, he achieves to great heights, then those are the examples of Dridh-Adridha karmas. And then there are some minor environment issues, like you are not interested in the food is over there but you are not interested in eating. Okay, but it's again, you have to make up your mind to enjoy that food. Those are the examples of Adridh karmas that can be easily changed. Okay, they are just in the environment, but once you gain some level of consciousness, you just can change that kind of karma. Now, how to determine if that is, which type of karma is associated with that? Okay, now for that you have to know if the Upagraha is associated in the same Rashi. Okay, then it denotes the Adridh karma, and if it is in the same Nakshatra, then it denotes the Dridh-Adridha karma. Okay, and if it is in the same Nakshatra Pada, then it denotes the Dridh karma, something that cannot be changed by normal effort. Okay, because the Nakshatra Pada is actually one Navansh. Okay, one Navansh is actually your Bhagya. So, if it is there in the Navansh, afflicting your Navansh, then it denotes something that you are not actually destined for. Okay, so that way basically you can just have this kind of thing. Now you see the Upagrahas, they afflict the three tripods of life. The tripod of life is Sun, Moon and the Lagna. Okay, now the Lord of Sun is called the Lord of Sun. When it gets afflicted by any of these five Upagrahas, then it is called the Brahm Sraap. Okay, it basically afflicts, the general result that you see in this is it afflicts your ability to continue the dynasty, continue the lineage of yourself. Okay, because Sun is the you can say Sun is for the procreation. Okay, Sun creates, Sun has created the whole universe. Okay, and all the life on this planet, it has been because of Sun. Okay, so that basic purpose of Sun gets obstructed by the conjunction of Upagraha with the Lord of Sunshine. Okay, so basically the ability to create and procreate gets hampered if the Brahm Shrap is over there. Okay, likewise, if the Moon's Lord is conjunct, associated with the Upagraha of Shiva, Upagraha, any of these five Upagrahas, then it is called Shiva Shrap. Okay, it afflicts the longevity of the person, because Sun is the one that is providing food to you. Okay, as long as it provides food to you, you will live. As soon as the food is over, you will go to the next loka. Okay, So it denotes the longevity, and if there is any affliction to it, then it denotes the Sraap of Shiva. Then the third tripod is the Lagna. The Lagna is the seat of intelligence. Okay. Now the Lagna Lord, if it is associated with any of these Upagrahas, then it denotes the Shrap of Vishnu. Then basically your intelligence, your wisdom itself is hampered. Okay. And that way it results into the loss of intelligence. Now you see, if the Lord of Sun, Lord of Moon, Lord of Lagna, if these are in the same Rashi as the Upagraha, then whatever is there, whatever bad effects that we just now discussed is basically changeable because it is in the same Rashi. When in the same Rashi, it can be changed. But when they are even closer in the nakshatra, then it denotes that there is a huge mental blockage to it. Okay, so it will be very difficult to overcome this. And when it is in the nakshatra pada, then it means that at the level of fortune itself, you are not destined for such thing. Okay, only by the grace of God or by the grace of Guru or some miracle you can expect this to happen. Otherwise, not. Okay. Now the remedy part. Now before the remedy part, let me just summarize some of the typical results. Okay. Now these 5 upagrahas, the Vyatipata, Dhuma, Indrachap, and Upaketu, these 5 upagrahas, whenever they are in upachaya bhavas like 3, 6, 10 and 11, then it is always going to give you good result. Okay, and if it is in other houses, then since they are like malefic planets, so malefic planets in upachaya is always going to give good results, but in the other houses it causes some afflictions. Okay, so that's the general dictum one has to follow. Also another dictum that one has to follow is the time when they give result is denoted by the dispositor of these upagrahas. Okay. Also the degree of that maleficence is denoted by how the dispositor is there in the chart. So if the dispositor is very well placed or getting the aspect of Jupiter, Mercury or some benefic planets, then this gets cancelled. Okay. But if the dispositor is also showing some bad karma, some bad results, then this conjunction of upagraha takes it to the next level, and it basically enhances it. It completely destroys the significations. Okay. Now the remedy part. Now for the remedy part, you have to see which planet, which tripod of life is actually afflicted. So if it is the affliction is with the sun or the sun's lord, then the best mantra is the Gayatri mantra. Okay. The Om Bhurvaswaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. And if the affliction is with the moon, then moon or moon's lord, then the Mrityunjay mantra is the best. That is Om Trayambakam Yadamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarkam Yo Vandanat Mrittarmokshye Mamratat. And when the affliction is with the Lagna or Lagna lord, then Vishnu Gayatri is the mantra. Om Shri Vishnave Cha Vidmahe Vasudevaye Dhimahi Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Om Namo